Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. I finally decided to share my love story, my relationship, my marriage, which was with the narcissist. Well, it took me 4 years to know he is a narcissist, but I feel like I just have to share it. It's long and it was very complicated and very hurtful, but I will try to tell you just the main issue, but I don't know which one I have to tell you and which one I would just leave it. Anyways, I met him on Tinder in Dubai. I came to Dubai 21 June for the last time. Before that, I used to come to Dubai, buying things and selling in Ethiopia, and then also for a while I was working in H&M, and so there is a issue in UAE really to find serious relationships. The social life is not like other country, so I have to go to the dating app to find my partner. So I decided to go to Tinder 2022 January, and I met a guy. I was decided to date older guy because I thought old guys, they don't lie, they don't cheat. And me, in my personal life, I don't have a family. So I thought if I have old man, like he will be like my everything, you know what I mean? I was just thinking that was the right thing. So I met this guy. He was 57. His name is Peter, and I was 34 and half. And he is working in the interior design company as just a salesman because he's not educated. He doesn't have any qualification. I accept that. He was divorced at the time. He has 2 children. I accept that. He doesn't have any house, anything. But I was okay with all that. What I was looking for is just a partner who can give me their time, who can be like my man. So I started relationship with him. We started dating. There was Expo time, Dubai Expo. We went there every time. We spent time together, and I told him about my life, about my story. That I'm just me. I'm alone, and the way I grew up, it was very difficult. The way I have been through a lot, that was really difficult. And when I told him, he said, "I will be your family." And then I was really happy, that's what I want. And so we been going out and this and that. But what I can see is he's not like the other man, like normal. I mean, just everything was in rush. When he's doing anything, when we walk, we just can't walk. We have to like go fast. We have to eat fast. Wherever we go, we have to live fast. And he's grumpy most of the time. He's so annoyed, like when I go to toilet and take a little bit time. I normally don't take that much time, even when I get dressed, like 10 minutes is enough, sometimes maybe less than that. And my normally my personality is, especially if someone is waiting for me there, I cannot take time. I'm not that kind of person, and he knows that. But when I see this kind of things, like, I thought maybe he was testing me, something like that. And anyways, like after 2 months, after 2 months, he went to UK. He's from London, but he's Irish originally. He's Irish, so he went to London with his daughter. He was living with his daughter, and she have a cat. And he asked me to look after the cat, and I said okay. And then I stay his place, and then he came back after 10 days, I guess. The daughter wasn't come back. They didn't come back together. And then totally he was different person. And even when he was there, he wasn't communicate with me that much. And then once he came back, he's just always on his phone. Of course, since I met him also, he's on his phone. But at the time was like totally different. Like he can't even see me when we are in the store, in the mall. When I talk to him, he's not listening to me. He's not giving me attention at all. He forgets me where I am. Like I thought he's following me, and I thought he heard me. And when I finish things and I said, okay, I'm finished, let's go, he's just there. Just I lost him sometimes. Anyways, after a few days, he just wrote me a letter. I mean, a text after he left to work in the morning. He said, you need to pack your thing. This relationship, I don't think it will work. And then I was like, what happened? Tell me. He said, no, just it's not working. And then in the last few days, it was really grumpy. And then I was really scared, and I said, okay, maybe it's for good reason. I said, okay, but I was really shocked. And then it was good if he's not coming when I leave, but he came. And then the way he reacted was like, I didn't do anything. He was like very grumpy, and he said, you have to leave. I will call you taxi, you have to leave. And then I said, can you tell me one reason? Can you tell me one reason why this relationship will not work? He said, I'm old now, and I don't have enough money, and I don't want to be a father again. And then about the child, he's the one. Once I told him my story, he said, if you have a child, you will be a complete person, then I will give you a child. And then I told him, because I know the way I grow up, I told him, the kids are not mandatory for me. If I really want a child, I should have by now. But that's not my mandatory. And he said, no, you will have little Bertu. You will have little Bertu. I'm a good father, and I like to be father again. And then every time when we are walking, when we go somewhere, when he see a little girl, he will say, that's little Bertu. And then like I start getting emotional about being a mother. And then he's a good father for his children. And I said, okay, maybe this guy will be the father of my children. And then I will have a child. And then I was telling him, if I have a child, should grow up with their parents, because I know how I grew up without parents. And then he was the one, he starts talking about the child, and he was the one, he started making me to think and to be interested about the child. And now he said that, and I said, okay. And then I left, but I was like, one of the reasons I decided to date a white man I thought most of white men are matured. They don't disrespect women, and then this kind of thing will never happen. It's not about the breaking up, but the way he break up with me was, it's really terrible. I remember it was April 8th, 2022. And then that morning, I heard him listening voice. I don't know who that person is, but I might suspect later. And the voice was said, "I love you, Peter. I love you so much. I love you so much," something like that. And then he has a friend. Once we met after a few weeks, he was telling me he has old best girlfriend. Her name is Emma. And he said she wanna talk to you. And then I said, okay, give her my WhatsApp. And then she didn't come to my WhatsApp. She came to my Facebook. I accept her. We become friends. That's it. So we break up after 2 months. And then for 1 month, we didn't communicate. I didn't say anything to him. But after 1 month, he wrote me email. And he said, sorry, I was in some bad mood at the time. And the divorce things is still, it's annoying me and this and that. It's still upsetting me and this and that. And he wrote long email and he said, sorry, let's just try one more. And then I said, okay. And then he come with a flower, and then we talk, we start again. So once we start again, still the grumpiness, his behavior is just the same thing. But me, when I think about it now, I really don't know why. In my life, I don't want to give up easily. I don't want to lose something easily. And I try hard. I tried until the end. So maybe that was the only reason I give him a chance, even if he's not behaving like the way I want or anyone wants. He was a little bit weird. So once we get back together, every day, the issue was about Emma. Like, he always mentioned her. He said, Emma said this, Emma said that, Emma said this, Emma said you have to do this, Emma said you have to do that. And then I said, can I talk to this Emma? I want to know her. You told me you know her like 17 years. By then, she's my age. And then I asked him even how, because she must be like 17 years old by then, and he must be 40. And then I asked him, how did you meet her? And he don't want to tell me. And then he told me so many things about her, good and bad, but the bad thing was a lot. But still, I wanted to know her, I said, please let me know her, like, because you are mentioning her, you are talking to her every time, and me also, I have to know her. But what she was doing is, she will go to my Facebook, she will see the story, whatever I post. Well, I wasn't that much active on Facebook, on social media totally, but sometimes I just put something. So she will send to him, and they will make a joke, they will laugh, and then no one is talking to me about my post. And even they understand it, like even the way they are making laugh, making joke is totally different, in bad way, not in just positive way, very disrespectful thing. So after 6 months, I think we went to Sri Lanka, the first holiday. And before I met him, I traveled 14 countries. I was working as a football journalist in Ethiopia, but I lost my job. It was a long story, and some dramatic thing happened. So traveling is not a big issue for me. Holiday is not a big deal for me. But he acted like he just took me to the heaven. And then once we got there, after a few days, I got sick. I had like terrible headache. All my body was just aching, and I can't even walk. But he forced me to do the hiking. Um, I think it was a Lion Rock, but I told him that my legs are just they cannot move, and then I have sore throat, terrible sore throat, and then just my eyes and my nose are just crying. And then he said he was so grumpy, and he said, "Who? Then why you come here? Who gonna take a picture of me? And how I go to the mountain alone? You have to come." He really forced me. I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. And then I will never forget that day. Like, oh my God. And then before that, when in the first 2 months when we were hiking in here in the UAE. We did, I think, 3 or 4 hiking, and the last one, it was Wadi Naqab, and it was rock, very difficult hiking. And then, as always, he always don't want to listen to me when I suggest something better. And I was leading him a better way, like, because me, I just can't jump, I can go in any way. But him, even when he walk, he cannot even walking properly, just naturally. And then I always really scared, like he will fall down. So I just hold his hand, and I even squeeze him like to slow down, that he might fall down. So I was leading him away, and after some time, when I look back, he's not there. He stuck somewhere there. And then I go to the other way, and then I said, okay, come this way, maybe this is better. And then he said, okay, bend. So I kind of bent on the rock, and he jumped, and he pushed my back, and then my back was hurting. He's huge. He's 116 by then, and then I was like 55, and then my back started hurting already. And then at the time when we were Sri Lanka, everything was really painful. So I did that mountain hiking, and then the next day also we have to do another hiking, and I just told him, please, I can't. And he was so annoyed, like, again, he said, why did you come here? You have to go with me. Come on. And I did that. I just cannot believe I did those 2 hiking into 2 days with that feeling. So finally, I find out I had COVID, because when we come back, I should do the COVID test, and then I had COVID. And then he was a little bit shocked. You did that with the COVID. I understand how you were in pain and this and that. So even when we were in holiday, he was on the phone every time. I understand he has a big family, a lot of groups, like a lot of friends. I understand that. But most of the time he's spending talking to Emma. Most of the time what they are talking about is just me. Anything I said, anything I told my plan, anything I think, and anything I suggest, anything I comment, he will tell her. And then still me and her, we never talk. She never introduced herself to me. She never introduced. And then we came back from Sri Lanka. Then I think after 7-8 months, he's supposed to do the spine surgery. And I supposed to be there. I was in the hospital 5 days, five nights. So before he went to the surgery room, he was giving my number to Emma and his family. And the first time she sent me a message saying, tell me when Peter finish the surgery, Emma. Like ordering, like she didn't say, hi Bertu, this is Emma, Peter's friend. This is this is the good chance to talk to you, something like that. That's what I was expecting, and that was the first time. That was in end of September. We met with him in January. Yes, so all these months she never say hi to me. She never introduced herself. But what she was doing is always she's just asking about me, what I said about this thing, and telling him to tell me to do this, to do that. And then she was even tell him like to force me to take a birth control. And he said, you have to take a birth control. And I said, why? He said, oh, Emma said you have to take a birth control. And then I was really mad. I was mad. Who will like that? Which woman will accept that? So when I was upset about that, he told her like I was nuts, I was mad about it. And then they just laugh. And then they just gossip. No one cares about how I feel. Like, guys, I cannot tell you how it was really hurtful. And then he forced me to take a birth control. I did take. So when he was in the hospital, I communicate with her. I told her when he finished, I sent her a picture and this and that. And I just see she's the kind of rude person to me, you know. And then I was wondering why she just don't want to talk to me. Why she just don't want to introduce herself. If she's his best friend for a long time, she should introduce herself. And then she should talk to me sometimes. But never did that. And then while in the hospital, he didn't realize I'm in the washroom. He was making joke with her about my private part. They are talking about his private part, about the size, about this, about that, and they are laughing. And then he's telling her, oh, how it's hard to be with somebody 24/7. She's here 24/7. And then I was really sad. Like, I'm there sleeping on the sofa to look after him. Because he cannot even get up and go to toilet. I'm the one, I take care of him. And then I was like, why did this guy is just like this? You know, in my culture, 7 months is not easy. If you are with someone about 7 months, okay, let's minus that 1 month we wasn't together. You can't gossip like about that person like this. You can't talk even for your family or whatever best friend. You can't tell about the private part like that. So for me, it was like I was really shocked and I was sad. So once he came out from the hospital, he went to the house. I cooked some soup for a few days and this and that, and his daughter also there. So I said, just I need a time. That was the first time The first time I break up with him, I told him I needed time. It's all these things weird for me. I cannot take this. And then I sent Emma message. Why you were saying, why you were talking that much? Like you never try to know me, and now you are talking about my private part and you are making joke. Why you are doing this? And then she said like something I don't remember, just bossy. She always like a boss. She acts like his life is in her hands, you know. She act like that. And then I start working again. When he met me, I was working, but he told me that I have to stop work. I can't work in that salary. He will support me. And then I stopped working. And then because if I work in the UAE, it's 6 days a week I have to work, and sometimes 12 hours. So we cannot spend time together. Now I'm giving him my full time. So it was like that, and I told him I'm done, just I need a time. So I get back to work, and I think it wasn't even 1 month. And I told him even, okay, I will go back to the app and I will have another relationship. I wasn't doing that, just I told him just to stop him. And then he said, yeah, okay, yeah, go to Bumble, this one is better than Tinder, go there. You know, on Tinder you will find just people like me, you will not find someone serious. And I said, what do you mean someone like me? And then I was confused, but something was clear. But at the time I didn't learn anything. It was anyways. So I think it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks. He started begging me again. And then I go back again. You know, there is something that I feel sorry for him. He has a good part. And then me, as I was looking someone who can give me their time, who can just spend more time with me, who can look after me, I just like that. He's with me all the time. We are chatting all the time. We are chatting. So by then, because if he was living with his daughter, we will spend the weekend together at my place, and once a week, also in weekdays, one night we will have a date and he will stay at mine. That's how we were spending. So we get back together, and then he has a sleeping machine that is making a lot of noise. I try to adapt that. If he's not putting that, he snores a lot. I try to adapt all this. And then so in January 2023, I supposed to go to Ethiopia. I told him that's my mother 20 years memorial. It's been at the time, it's been 20 years. My mom, she passed away, so I have to go and do some ceremony in the church, just feeding some people like that. And he said, I'll go with you. And then I was so happy, guys. I was really happy. We go together, we go the town where I born, and then we went to the church, and then I was happy. So we go to another places as well in Ethiopia to visit other historical places. And then there is a place called Bahar Dar. We go there, and Pizza loves injera, so I always cook injera, or we go to Ethiopian restaurant in Dubai. And then when we go to Ethiopia also, that's the only thing we have to eat, because there is no so many international food. But especially in this small city, you will not find the international food. But he said, I will have a meatball. I said, it's better to eat injera. You will not find a fresh one maybe. And he said, I just feel like to eat meatball. And then, okay, he ate that meatball and he got sick. And then, so that time, immediately, of course, everything happens. He told Emma, every picture he sent it to her, my picture. By the way, he's also sending my naked picture to her, my bum. I bet he must send her also my private parts. He might. So she sent him this message while we are in Ethiopia. He got sick, and me, I was worried like he will fall down because the road is not that comfortable, and he drank a lot. And then I look after him that because it's not that the road is not safe, everything, and that's my personality. I'm a caring person. So she sent this message to him.
And I'll be honest with you, when my friend said, so my friend is a bit witchy, you know, and when she said about, oh, I bet you ain't, because she always asks how you are. And I was like, well, you know, he got really in love in Ethiopia, started saying all this mad stuff. And then he got the shits, and now he's fine. And she was like, oh my God, it's this. She's very witchy. She knows about all these things, you know, all these special things that grow in Africa. As you did say, it sounds like he's being drugged. You know, maybe intentionally, maybe not intentionally, but, you know, they are very spiritual out there. They're a bit witchy out there, aren't they? They believe in drinking fucking water for 10 days will cure your whatever, cancer or whatever. Yeah, it really did cross my mind that she might have done that. You know, not maliciously, just as a sort of, this will help everything sort of move, but maybe not. I don't know. But honestly, now in my head, she's monitoring your WhatsApp externally and potentially poisoning you. I mean, am I mad?
So by then, he knows me very well. I swear to God, like, as I said, when we walk, even when he is just missing a balance a little bit, I worried a lot that he will fall down. I always care about him. I try to even cook him healthy food. When I met him, he was a sick person. He was so desperate. He was sick. He's unclean. He's not cleaning himself properly. He's styleless. He don't know how to dress. He always sick. I massaged him. He said, I have pain here. He has sinusitis. I massaged him. I scratched his head. I scrubbed his body. I shaved his hair. Every time I look after him very well. So by then, if it was a good guy, just what should be the answer when she said that? No, Emma, I know Bertu. She will never do that. She's a very caring person. But he never said that. He gave her a chance to say this, and the whole this year to insult me, that she never even tried to know me. If she really know me, well, but she just don't want to know me, or he don't want me to know her, or he don't want her to know me. And then every picture he was sending to her, and he told me he's sending to his daughter, and I don't mind who's sending to, but he's the one. He said, oh, I'm sending to Molly. And then I saw on when he played a video, I saw on his phone TikTok video that just my picture, his picture, and then I said, can I see that? And then he showed me, and I said, it's on Emma's TikTok, my picture, his picture, and those the village girls, the village people, the animals, every picture that he was sending to her, she just make a video and she put her on TikTok. That I didn't know. And then I said, no, to tell her to delete this, because I have a TikTok, but it's private. And I told him after some time, I don't use social media that much, because after I lost job, there was so many jealousy, and then some people, they try to hurt me, and then they link it with politics. They try to arrest me, even they try to send someone to kill me. So they always spy on me on my social media. So I only use Facebook. I don't use other social media that much, and all my social medias are private. So I told him how I lost my job, how some people betrayed me. I explained to him very well, and then I told him I didn't put any picture on my TikTok. So how someone can put my picture on TikTok? If I was putting my picture, and if it was on my account, anyone can take it and put it in their TikTok, because I just put it already. But I didn't even know he's sending that picture to her. And then I said to him, I was shocked, really. And then, no, why she put it on TikTok? I didn't even know, or you supposed to tell me. She's supposed to ask my permission. And then, we went to the church, and then the church video was with music. In my country, you can't put church thing with the music. Or if she was talking to him, of course she's not talking to me, I will say, okay, I will give her some Ethiopian music, and then I have to approve first. Am I wrong? Like, that is my picture. I was talking, like, I didn't know he's taking a picture. I was doing something, I didn't know he's taking a picture, and it was on her TikTok. And then I said, please tell her to remove it. And then he said, he denied everything. He said, this is not TikTok. I said, I can't see it. It says TikTok video. It was on TikTok. I can't see it. It's come from TikTok. And then I was following him, how he will talk to her about it. And he said to her, she was mad. He told her she was very mad. She's crazy, you know that. He said to her that. He didn't even ask her, can you remove the video? She don't wanna be her picture on social media, because she have some reason, she have some issue. Never. And then I was sad, and he came back, and he was talking to her. Later I find out the conversation they had about it. He wrote an email, and he sent it to her. She approved to send me that email. He sent me that email, and that email was explaining everything, how we cannot be together. He's old, he doesn't have money, he don't want to be a father. In few years he wanna go back to UK. So me and him doesn't work. You and me doesn't work. We have to finish here. And I said, okay. Then because of he was just talking to me, even after that, he was just chatting with me every time. And then I was chatting just normal, you know. And then he acted like we didn't broke up. We didn't broke up. Like he was acting like that. And then when we met, like, he acted like the way he was before, like a lover, like this, like that. And then we continue. And after that, there was his friend, girlfriend, was leaving her apartment. She was living near to Peter's office. So she offered us to, if we want to live there. It's 1-bedroom apartment. And then, okay, so I moved there. I moved that apartment. So the plan is when his daughter go back to UK, he will move in and we will start living together. So until then, he will come anytime now because it's near to the office. And of course, weekend we are together. And I think we made it. We changed it from one night in the weekdays to 2 nights. So like 4 or 5 days a week we are together. So one night we were watching a movie, and there is a black guy, and then I was telling him, oh, by the way, people say this guy is this guy's son. That guy's athlete who was in Russia. And then he said, no, it can't be. And then I said, yeah, maybe it is. People say that. You know, some people, they don't talk if they don't have any reason, any source. And then he just get up. I swear to God, it was just like this. There is nothing. He said, like he just wanted to have argument. And I said, okay, if he is Ethiopian, he's Ethiopian. That's it. And if he's not, it's not. But he said, I'm tired about having argument with you. And he goes to the bedroom. And the next morning, he just left. He said, I'm not coming back. I swear to God, there wasn't nothing, another issue. And he left. And then that time I was really confused. And I said, please just come back. I'm here in the apartment alone. And then you are breaking up with me with the silly reason. Just you have to come back. And then after a few weeks, not even like maybe 2 weeks or 10 days, he came back. And then when his daughter left in June 2023, he moved in. So we started living together. And then he was really nice. He was very nice person. He has very nice personality at just that time. He's very kind. Yeah, but of course, I'm the one doing everything. Like even he just don't wanna go and get a water. I'm the one. Just even we are sitting watching a movie, he will give me. He will say, "Give me a water." I will give him a water. I cook very healthy food. He become more healthy, and seriously, he look even like better. But me, I start getting sick. And then one night we were watching a movie, and when he get up, he just leaned on my knee. And then it was very hurtful. As I said, he's huge. He was just pushing, he put his pressure just on my knee, guys. And then I said, I was angry. Why did you do that? He said, I didn't do it for purpose. He didn't even say sorry. He said, I didn't do it for purpose. And then, anyways, I was really happy that we are living together. I just like, I like relationship. I love, you know. I just don't want to be alone, because most of my life I just spend alone. I face this world just by myself, even before I turned 15. And most of the time I'm just alone. So I was thinking, like, he's my everything, you know, he's there every time for me. But after a few weeks, he just totally, he become different person again. And then yeah, once he moved in, immediately we went to Kenya. So that day, the whole weekend we were busy, like packing things from his old place to the apartment. And then my back starts hurting a lot because I was just doing this, doing that, because he's not doing anything because of he did that surgery. He's telling me, just, can you pull this, can you put that, can you bring this, can you bring that. I was the one, I'm doing everything. And then even earlier when we were hiking, I'm the one, I'm carrying the backpack, the water, everything. Anyways, so once he moved to the apartment, yeah, it was few days. He was nice. And once he moved to the apartment, he leaned on my knee. Literally, he just broke my knee. It was very hurtful. I cannot walk properly. And then from the villa, we bring everything and we give some item to the people. And it was only one printer left. He went to the other day and he said he forgot, he didn't bring the printer. And then the day we will go to Kenya, he go to the villa. It was in the morning. And then I said, why are you going today? Like we have to be in the airport. We have to be airport in few hours, and you will go to office. And then, okay, if you forget the printer, like, why don't you bring it like yesterday or before yesterday? Why you are going today? It was just in the morning. And he said, if you want, let's go. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. And I said, no, I have to cook lunch. Let me cook lunch. Let me make coffee. And before we go to airport, we can have lunch and coffee. He knows that. He knows I'm not going in the morning. So once he was there is an Ethiopian woman I know when I go there. She's working the other villas. And then we were exchanging number to say hi sometimes. And she wants this Ethiopian food. So when I have it, I can give it to her, because she doesn't have permission like to go out every time. She's working in the house as a house helper. So anyways, she called me that morning and she said, Burtkan, where are you? I saw your boyfriend, and I thought you are there also. But when I go in, he's with the cleaner doing something. And I said, what doing something? And she said, no, I cannot tell you now, but I just have to tell you. And then she hung up the phone. So by then, by the way, he's my fiance. He proposed me on Valentine's Day, February 14, 2023, after we come back from Ethiopia, after his friend said I might poison him, I might drug him. And then after that, she approved it that he can propose me. She approved. I swear, I just heard that. And then she told him, when he asked her where should I propose him, and she said, just propose her in the studio, in the house. She will say yes. She will not complain. Just don't bother. And then he came and he proposed me inside in the house. And then I wasn't expecting that, because we are going for Valentine dinner. We are going a nice place. I thought he would do it there. And then I was wondering, I said, why did you do it here? Like, I wasn't expecting here. And then he posted on Facebook immediately, and yeah, anyways, so by then he's my fiance. So when he broke up with me, that about the actor guy, it wasn't even 1 month after he proposed me. 1 month, it wasn't even 2 months. It was, oh, Jesus Christ, even to tell this kind of story, how it's really tiring, my goodness. So anyways, and then sorry, then because of I suspect something with his cleaner, I was putting my old phone on the record and I put it in the car. I know maybe that's not the right thing, but just I have to make sure if this man is mine, if he's honest. And then he came back. I was a little bit really annoyed what the girl said. And then I asked him, oh, okay, did Maggie come? Because he was telling me she will come to clean the house, and the owner will take the house, the agent will take the house. So before that, you have to clean. So he told me on Friday that day she will come. And then he said, no, she didn't come. And then when he came, I was going just to hug him. And he said, don't, I'm dusty, I'm sweating, don't hug me. And he was so grumpy. And then I said, why did you sweat? You just go to pick a printer. It was just only a little printer. Why you were sweating? Why you are dusty? And he didn't say anything. Like he mumbling. Like, is that called mumbling? Like, that's not something like that. And then he went to bathroom, and I go to and get that phone. When I open it, once he arrived there, she came and he said, hey Maggie, did you make it? She said, yeah, hi Peter, yeah, I'm here. I heard that voice, but he told me she didn't come. And that girl, when she told me that girl, I just, in my nature, I have to find things just by my way. I don't believe when someone told me about things. And then I was shocked. I was really angry why he lied to me. And then why he lied to me. And then the girl told me that means just he was sleeping with her. That's what the girl was telling me. So he lied now because he was doing. And then why he come like with the full of dust and just sweating, he just bring just the printer. And then I was really annoyed, and then I just broke a glass. And then he went to office. We had he came back. We had lunch. We go to the airport. He's not just talking to me. He's so annoyed. I swear I didn't say anything, and he didn't even ask me why I broke the glass. He said, you are crazy. You broke the glass, you are crazy. But immediately he told Emma. And then she decided, like, I think she decided I'm a crazy woman because he said that. He didn't even ask me why I did that. Maybe he knows. Maybe he knows what he did, and maybe he knows I find out already. But still I don't have a proof, So we went to Kenya. He was treating me like a shit. Some ladies, they help us to get through the custom because it was long line. As always, he was panicking, standing there because he always panic. And the other thing, he always believed he had to get first because of his face, his white face. And he don't want to wait. He don't want to be calm. Like always, by the way, when we go to public, I'm so embarrassed. The way he treated me, the way he react to other people. And then when I see him, he's just getting annoyed about standing there. I called the girls and I gave them some money, and we just go through like that. And then he asked me, did you give them some money? I said, yeah, instead of we standing there, it's better, yeah? I thought he will appreciate. And then he was shouting. Why did you do that? Of course, it's not your money. There is a lot of people outside at the arrival. Everyone was staring at us. And then I was so embarrassed. If that was in Ethiopia, no one be silent. Seriously. Someone, even they don't know me, they will just hit him. Even like, in Ethiopia, of course, our men, they don't treat us that well, but they hate when other nationalities, especially white man, they hate when the white man treat badly Ethiopian women. They really hate that. So the good thing is it wasn't in Ethiopia. It will be a big problem. Even the police will not be silent. So I was shocked and I was sad, and we go to hotel. The next day we go to safari. He's not talking to me. He's just on his phone. When I comment something, like some people, like it's look like some people, like, how can I explain this? Some people, you don't like each other, or you were just enemy before, but now you just meet in somewhere by some just randomly you just meet that person, and then you have to talk that person, something like that. When I talk, he was like, and then there was other guys and ladies, and then they will look at us, they will look at him, they will look at me, because when I talk to him, he's not replying. When I'm silent, he will say something to show those people I'm with him. Anyways, we did that safari, and then we went to Mombasa after a few days. And then he was acting like a child, like a teenager. Jesus Christ. He's not talking to me. He will just smoke like this, and he will do the hush on me, like he will do that. But all this time, he's chatting, he's laughing with Emma, but he's treating me like that. So one day I go to salon, like in the evening. I go to hair salon, and I come back about 8 o'clock. The room was closed. He's not at the restaurant. He's not at the beach. I called him. I knocked the door. From the reception, they called him. He's not picking. And then I was really worried, like, what happened to him? Because I always worried, like, if he fall in the shower, because he's doing things very fast, and then he cannot step on the floor like properly. And then I was asking the reception just to open the room, and then they say she asked the reception girl asked another woman at the room service, and she said, "Oh, I was serving him. He's okay." And then they said, "We cannot open. Just we have to wait." And then I go back again. I knock. I called him. They called him from the reception. No reply. And then I was just wearing just a vest. I was cold. And then I just sat there until midnight. And finally he opened it. And then he said, "Oh, sorry, I was asleep." And I asked him, "Why did you lock the door?" He said, "I didn't lock the door. I don't know how. I don't have idea how it's locked." His answer is, "I have no idea how this happened." And then the other answer is, he will say, "I didn't do it for purpose." So he told me if I want to stay there, I can stay. Then he came back. I said, "Okay, let me stay," because I have been Kenya for a while before, and then I like Kenya, so I appreciate that, and I said, "Okay, I will stay," because in that mood I just even don't want to come back with him. And then after he came back, also he was chatting with me like a stranger. And then I asked him about one day earlier before I back. I asked him, like, "Why are you acting like this? Tell me what's in your mind." And then he said the same thing. He said, this relationship can't work. I have to go to UK very soon, and you have to forget about the children, the child thing. And I don't have enough money, and I'm getting old, so you can find another younger man, and who has money, and me, I don't have money, and this and that and this. I said, okay, but my ticket was like, it was like tomorrow I have to come back. And then he said, I'll give you some money, you will go back to Mombasa, you will find something to do there, like maybe you can start a coffee shop, then you will be there. If we are not together, you can't be here, otherwise we will keep back together, or you will be with someone, and I don't want to see you with someone. He said that, and then I said, okay, now it must be the last time. And I come back to Dubai, and after a few days he said, okay, just go look for a coffee shop, and then I will give you the money, then you will start living there. And then he bought me a ticket, and then I said, okay, how much you will give me? But you said you don't have money. And he said, I'll find some money. And then I was just looking for a coffee shop, but the money he said he will give me, and the place I found is totally different, totally different, because it's a very little money he said he will give me. And then I even appreciate that, because he doesn't have money. He is always has loan. He has a good salary, he has a good commission, but I understand he has a lot of bill. By then that's what I was understanding, a lot of bill, and he's paying a lot for his children's school, and then still he's trying to give me some money. I appreciate that. So I was almost 2 weeks, I was just looking a place, but my knee was really hurting, but I just don't want to stop. And I was looking, I sent him a video. He said, he always, whatever I'm doing, guys, I swear to God, whatever I'm doing, I send it to him. Whatever I'm thinking, I'm telling him. So because the whole day all the time we are chatting. And then I think after 10 days like that, he was just crying. He was crying. He was drunk. He was crying. And he said, Bertu, I cannot live without you. I cannot live without you. I wish I had that voice. You have to come back. You have to come back and live with me. I will work hard, and I will be for you. I will be a good father for your baby. I will give you a baby, and we can have a nice life. And then again, I said, okay. And I come back. All right, I will take a break, and I will continue. Maybe I have to put it in 2 or 3 parts. For today, this will be enough. Thank you for listening.